Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Kim and I am Barbara's daughter. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by to see what I've been stitching on lately. I think it's been actually almost 3 weeks since I made a Flosstube video. I have been very close to a finish on a big project, and I was determined to finish that before I made a video so that I can show it. So I have that and all my whips that I've been working on to show you. So I'm gonna get started. The first thing that I wanted to show you is my finish. And this is a chart by Lucy Beam. I don't have it in front of me. I don't know what I did with it actually. Probably put it back in with my other charts. But this is Though He Seemeth Sleeping by Lucy Beam. And the way this chart works is she gives you 4 different ideas for flosses: Weeks, DMC, Classic Colorworks, and General Arts. And you can use any of those. You could combine some of those. You could use your own stash. So basically what I did was I looked for any of the called for colors that I had, pulled them out. Any that I didn't have from all 4 of those, I just grabbed something from my stash, and I came up with this bunch of colors that I thought were never gonna look good together. They look like I don't know, my mom and dad had this couch in the 70s. I'm gonna insert a picture of it here. And eventually the couch went to my grandmother. I have like lots of friends whose parents also had this couch, and the colors remind me of this couch, and not in a good way. Like I was like, I'm not going to like these colors together. However, for some reason, these colors look so much better on a cross stitch than on a couch. And I love, love, love the way this came out. I love the saying, I love the colors. I just really enjoyed doing this one. It was a lot of color changes because the letters are like 2 in one color and then 2 in the next color and so on. And so it was a lot of color changes. It was kind of slow to stitch, but I really enjoyed stitching it, and I'm super happy to have that done. It of course does not fit in like a standard frame on 36 count, so I'm going to have to bring that to the store and see what I can find and figure out as far as how I want to frame that, because I think I do want it in a frame as opposed to like mounted on something. So we'll see. So that was my big finish for this video. And I have a couple more whips that I worked on besides that I want to show you next. So I have been working on the Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 SAL called Fruits of Plenty, and every month you get a new section of the chart. So this was March over here, and because I was working on Though He Seemeth Sleeping, I'm a little late. I haven't finished this yet, but I'm getting there. So this was January, February, and this is March. So I have to fill in the medallion here with a few more flowers on either side. Then there's a little bit here and a little bit here. So I should be able to get this done over the weekend. And April's block has come out, so I have that ready to go. But part of the problem was I started this, and this is stitched on 36 count Ale by Picture This Plus. I absolutely love the color, but as you know, Picture This Plus means it's more like 38, 40 count, and that's fine, but it's also like a little fuzzy. And I have found that with Ale particularly, or maybe it's all Picture This Plus and I don't notice it, but it's a little fuzzy, the threads in there. So sometimes it's really hard for me to, I should say it's really easy for me to do an extra thread, you know, over 3 instead of over 2. And so I made a mistake somewhere in the hexagon here, octagon rather. And I don't know. I couldn't find it, and I was having trouble with it, so I decided I was going to put that down and work on it during the day on a weekend when I could see it better instead of at night. And then I got into Though He Seemeth Sleeping, and I wanted to finish that. So I'm a little late on this, but I love the way it's looking. It's with Mrs. Sadis Silk, and it's the color. It doesn't have a name on the tag. It just says number 14. I love it. And I'm really happy with how that's coming out. I mean, part of me really likes the fact that it's a monthly sal, so I just do a chunk of it and put it away. The other part of me wishes I had the whole pattern now so I could just work on it and finish it, but then I'd never get anything else done. So it's probably good that this is a monthly thing, and I can enjoy it and then put it away and then work on something else. I think I showed this to you last time, but I can't remember. My friend Kathy sent me all the patterns for Harbor Haven by the Bay Needle Arts, and I had started it the same day I did the Flosstube, but I'm not sure if I started it before the Flosstube or after the Flosstube. So I know you haven't seen it finished, this first section, but you may have seen it started. I can't remember. So I did finish the first section, and then just like my previous one, I said, oh good, I can put this away and then bring it back out and do the second section another time. So that is, it's super tiny. That is section 1 of Harbor Haven. There is supposed to be a big flower here that's large because of the perspective. It's like closer to you in the picture. I didn't like that, so I took it out. And then there are supposed to be like 4 DMC grass colors there. And I decided to use a couple hand-dyed threads, and so that I could just change it to like maybe 2 colors, and I kind of combined the grasses, so I didn't want it to look like super choppy. So I'm using most of the cold fours, but the grasses and the I take that back. I'm not really using hardly any of the cold fours because the brown is a hand dyed, all the greens are, the blue is. So it's just the things that, like that little bit of red is a DMC, and the pinks in here. But mostly I used hand dyeds that I picked out that I just liked and thought looked like what the picture should look like. It's hard because the picture is just like a pixelated image. It's not an actual cross stitch. And even online, it's hard to find pictures of this project stitched. So, but I like the way that came out, and I'm excited to start the second part at some point, hopefully in April, and continue working on that. And then the last thing I worked on was, I just felt like having a little start. And so I had seen a while ago, Liz from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch was stitching these Prairie Birds. This is a copy, so it's really not a very good picture. And quite frankly, I love stitching birds, and I had this in my stash, and I was like, the pictures just, they don't make you really want to stitch it. But I saw hers, and I thought, oh, that looks really nice. I want to stitch that. What I didn't realize was that when I stitch this on 36 count, it's going to be super, super small. So it's like 2 inches. It came out super cute, but tiny. So then I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? Because I want to stitch a bunch of them, but I don't know that I want to stitch a bunch of them individually when they're this small. Maybe I should do like 4 together in like a square kind of formation. So I put this aside then to try and decide what I wanted to do with it next. So I have to pick that up and figure it out. I just didn't have the brain power at night to figure out. They're not all exactly the same number of stitch count, but they're similar, so it'll work. But I have to kind of figure out what 3 other ones can go in like a 4 grouping of 4 there. So I really like the way that came out. I'm using the called for DMC. And actually, I mean, people have said this before, but Prairie Schooler does a really nice job of choosing DMCs. These are really nice colors that go together. They're like, a lot of them are spring colors, but like, I don't know, not super like bright spring colors, just really nice, calm spring colors. So, so I like that. I'm going to hopefully get some more birds done this month. And that's all I worked on because that, oh, I should tell you, this was stitched on, I have a Victorian motto 36 count called Neutral. That's the name of it. So that was stitched on that. And I don't know if I told you that I stitched Though He Seemeth Sleeping on a Victorian motto. I think it's called Colonial Sampler. And the Harbor Haven is on 36 count Zweigart. I think it's iced blue. It's not a hand-dyed fabric. So that's all the stitching I got to this month, because, or this 3 weeks since my last video, because I think I stitched like 10 or 11 days on Though He Seemeth Sleeping. So it took a while to get that one done. I do have a lot of haul though to show you, because my Needlework Expo stuff came in, and I have times where I don't buy a lot and then times where I buy a lot of stuff. So first of all, I've been looking for this sign at Hobby Lobby for like months and months and months, because it's for the bathroom, like floss your teeth, but it's also for floss, like embroidery floss. So I'm super excited because I'm getting ready. I know you've been hearing about my basement for like a year now. It's almost ready. We have to do the floors and the trim, and then it's done. We're very excited. So maybe next time I'll have pictures of the finished basement. I probably won't have all my stuff moved down into there yet, but I'm excited to have a craft space, and I'm going to use that sign to label where my floss is going. So I got that. I got some fabric. One set of fabric I got from Fire Poppies, and they have super fast shipping, by the way. If you ever need something quick, you can get it at Fire Poppies. So I want to stitch this Ann Thomas. I bought all the silk. I love the beautiful colors. I don't know what fabric this is. I think you can, it's not actually in the book. It doesn't tell you what fabric it is, but I think in our Facebook group or on a video or something, it tells you. But it's probably like Lakeside or something, hard to get. Could be R&R, I guess. But it has like a peachy color to it that I don't love. I mean, it looks great there, but I personally don't like when fabric has that pinky peachy tone to it. I like more of just like a brown. So I looked through my stash, and I have a stash, but I came up with a couple colors that worked. But then I looked, and technically this will fit on a fat quarter, but it's tight. And if I'm going to spend all the money on the silk for this project and spend all the time to stitch it, I don't then want to like get to the point where I'm like, ooh, I don't have enough room or to do what I want with it afterwards. And I know you can frame with like a real small margin, or you can sew fabric to it, but I just, you know, certain big projects, you don't want to mess with that. So I decided I was going to get a fat half, and, you know, once I get the border stitched around, I'll cut off the extra. So it's kind of hard to find a fat half of fabric around here, guys, in the color that you want. And I was being kind of picky, and everyone's sold out, and it's hard to get fabric. So Fire Poppies had some fabric. I bought R&R Stars Hollow Blend, which that's pretty good color accuracy there. And these are all the colors. And the only thing that I think will maybe not show up great is this, but this is not a color that's out by itself. It's kind of like in the middle of a flower or something. So I think it's going to be okay. The whites, well, it's not exactly white. It's like cream, I think it's called. They'll show up pretty well on this. So I think this is going to be a good color. Notice I hung all my silks on floss drops, because after my last video, when I was like, do I put these in bags, guys? What do I do? People were like, do whatever you want. It's fine. So I did. I like them on floss drops. Now, I will say what I'm doing is I'm keeping these in a separate project bag all by themselves, so that they hopefully don't get like super fuzzy, but I don't really mind if they get super fuzzy. Like, it's fine. It's not going to be a big deal. This is supposed to be fun, not stressful. So, all my silks are on floss drops labeled. These are the called for Avera Soie d'Alger. I don't know how you say it. And my Stars Hollow Blend. I'm really excited about this. So I want to start this soon. I am going to force myself to finish my March section of the Modern Folk Embroidery Sale this weekend, but maybe like Easter Sunday after we come home from my mom's house, or maybe Monday, because I have Monday off, I might start this. So that is the fabric that I got for that. And then I also, while I was on there, saw this, which is Extrude Design. I love her. This is anthracite. It's great. I had in mind to get this for something. What was I getting this for? Ah, yes, for a pattern I bought. This is actually on a more greeny gray fabric, Sarah Jackson. But I thought, I saw this, I thought it'd be great, except I only got a fat eighth. What was I thinking? Because fire poppies, you click how many quantity you want. If you pick 1, it's a fat eighth. If you pick 2, it's a fat quarter. And in my mind, like on kitten stitchers, 1 is a fat quarter. So I just got mixed up and I didn't order enough of it. I don't think. I haven't actually looked, but I'm assuming you've got to put this on a fat quarter. I could be wrong. Maybe it'll fit on a fat eighth. That will be my project for later, is to figure out what size fabric Sarah Jackson needs. It might actually work. It says on 36 count it was stitched 7 3/4 by 10 1/2. I don't know. Fat eighth, what is that? Across. I mean, it's more than 7 inches. I don't know what kind of a border it's giving me. I'm not really good with measuring with my eyes. Okay, so that fabric was for maybe this or just for my stash. If it won't work for this, then I'll have to find a different fabric. This Sarah Jackson piece is really pretty. I actually think it's not that much stitching. There's a lot of empty space in there, so I think that would maybe stitch up kind of quick. I also bought from Kitten Stitcher 2 Fox and Rabbit fabrics. This is Eureka. I've never stitched with Fox and Rabbit before. It's more of a, like this color, it's actually kind of close to Stars Hollow blend. And then Hog's Bristle is a little bit darker. So I've never stitched with these, so we'll give it a try. They're kind of coarse. I don't know. I feel like I like Extrude Design, the feel of it, maybe a little better, but we'll try it. And then I got some other patterns besides Sarah Jackson. First of all, 123 Stitch, I ordered patterns from like months ago and they were out of stock. And then they emailed me and said, oh, do you want these? Because they're back in stock. Of course I want them, but they're snowmen. So I'm not stitching them now. This is the first in a series from Cottage Garden. I love this one. I didn't really love the second one. And I thought the third one was okay, but I didn't buy that one either. So this was January, I guess, the first one in the series, and I thought he was super cute. So I bought that. And then I had also seen, I think on Instagram, I had seen someone stitching this snowman, which is Silver Creek Samplers Give Greatly. And I like the saying, it says, your greatness is not in what you have, but what you give. And I like that. So those will just go in the pattern pile for next fall, next winter, when I'm feeling like stitching snowmen again. But it's springtime, so I'm feeling like stitching some springy, summery things. So I got Hands on Design Let's Talk Spring. I don't know if I showed you this last time. It's still in a pile up here where I put things when I need to show them to you. But if I've already shown you this, I apologize. The next two I know I didn't show you because I just got them. So I remember seeing this when it was a club piece last year, Jane Plender Leaf, 1838. And it's by Needlework Press, and now it is out for everybody, and I just really love it. It's got a great house down there, some interesting like bands. So that's going in the pile of samplers that I really want to stitch. And then Liz Matthews Gather Here. I love the bird. It's all one color, so I'm gonna probably get a silk to do that in. I think it's a navy, which I might do that in a navy. It's actually, no, I take that back. It's called Smokestack, which I would assume would be like a gray. It could be navy though. I think I'm gonna do navy. And then this one, again, I might have shown you last time, but just in case I didn't, I'll show it to you now. And it's by the Scarlet House. And I saw this, Brenda and Laura had it, and I think they had the colors. And that blue in there is just super pretty in real life. It is, oh, it must be Teal Frost. This is Mary T Broom, 1824. And it's small, well, 6 by 6 1/4 when it's done on 40 count. I'd probably do 36, but. So that was all my haul. I did have some stitchy kindness. Ginger, who is Gingershoal on Instagram, you probably all follow her. She does some amazing stitching. She had won my raffle from the project bag that I raffled off a couple videos ago. So she sent me a thank you card, and then she sent me some patriotic floss drops, thread drops that she had made, which is great because I'm really feeling like that patriotic stitching. I'm getting the bug to do that. And some patriotic floss. So grits, blue, suede, and cayenne. Perfect for 4th of July or Memorial Day, patriotic colors. And so thank you so much, Ginger. You did not have to send me something, but it is so nice to open the mail and get something that's not a bill. So thank you so much. So my plans, I have so many. Like I said, I'm feeling like stitching something patriotic, but I really want to start this too. So I think I'm going to try for at least the beginning of April to do some of the like springy things that I have before I jump into patriotic stitching. So I want to work on Ann Thomas. I don't know if I showed you this last time, so this might be more haul that I haven't showed you yet, but I bought the Butterfly Cloche by Liz Matthews. I love this. I'm going to do the big one, and maybe I will do the little ones too as little paperweights. I don't know, but I love that. And I have it ready to go on 36 count Picture This Plus Bramble, which is the called for. And I don't have these on a thread, on a ring. So of course it's going to be difficult to hold them up, but we'll do the best we can. I have some hand dyeds and some DMCs because I didn't have all the DMCs. So I just grabbed what I had and pulled out some other ones that I thought looked nice. And so I have that all ready to go. I would like to start that as well because I really like it. I've been into stitching birds lately, and butterflies aren't birds, but they're, you know, they fly. So I think that counts. And the other thing, I'm pretty sure I showed you this last time because I was talking about how I'm going to do this in red because I did her other one in red, but Misty Purcell did Gathering Berries, which I finished, and this is Gathering Clover. So I'm just going to do Cherry Cobbler because who doesn't love Cherry Cobbler? It's a great red. And I have some of Misty's Sparrow fabric that I'm going to do it on. So that is a quick one. So I might just do that and, you know, next and finish it. And then I'll have 2 pillows done in my red. Well, actually 3. I have to finish. I finished a pillow I think I showed you last time. I'm trying to get a bowl of red smalls. I don't have the bowl yet. I don't have the smalls yet, but I'm working on it. So those are some things that I'm hoping I'm going to work on over the next couple weeks. Just looking around to see what else is up here, but I think that is all that I had to show you today. So I hope that you are having a good spring. I hope the weather is nice where you are, starting to get a little warmer, hopefully, and stay safe and stay stitching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.